Hello guys, welcome back to another movie review, and today we are reviewing Conclave. Conclave is a new Edward Berger movie, and it is starring Ralph Fiennes, Fiennes, however you pronounce it, Stanley Tucci, John Lithgow, and it is something I never knew even existed, like as a thing. Conclave, what it basically means, conclave, is it's the election of a new pope. So basically what happens is all the cardinals around the world, so all the different cardinals of different churches and I guess areas or countries, they all get together, they all lock themselves away. They have to literally lock themselves away, and they can't be influenced by the outside world, and they have to vote, and I think that's get like a majority of 70 or something more, and then the Pope gets elected. So it's basically like, if there was like a Labour leadership election or something, all the MPs in the areas would just get locked in a room and they have to decide on the majority there and then. And you have a master of the conclave who kind of, oversees everything and whatnot. And that actually is Ralph Fiennes, who is playing Cardinal Lawrence in the movie. And he is the master of the conclave. And you've got Stanley Tucci, who is a Bellini. He's Cardinal Bellini. He's like another candidate, I guess, to be Pope. You've got Cardinal Tremblay, who is John Lithgow. There's also Cardinal Benitez, who is another one, and there's Cardinal Trisico. So there's a few different ones. Adiemi as well is another one. So there's a few, but there's stories that come out. There's, lies, deceit, deception, befriending, all of that, and it's very political, but very you scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of thing. If you don't know much about political voting and stuff like that, but it's very similar to that in terms of, if there's two small parties, they could club together and be a big party. So it's a lot of like, if we club together, then I'll be Pope, but I'll give you like a high role as part of it, like secretary of whatever and stuff like that. So yeah, Edward Berger though, this is a very artistic direction movie in terms of the art behind this film is fantastic. Every single scene in this movie, shot in this movie had an element of red in there. Now, I noticed it's like going back to my media days of like, it could be to do with blood being spilled, but also red can mean love. So there's different scenes where there is like, figuratively speaking, blood being spilt in terms of, stabbing people in the back. And that's what that can kind of, I guess back in media, you'd say that would connote. This connotes dying, and that's what you'd say in media. But yeah, so there's literally a shot of red in every single frame. It feels like there's red, and it's used very, very good. There's like red doors, but it's like the lighting as well was just perfect. Like how the shot was lit just emphasized the elements of where the red was, and also how bright the red might have been, or dark and more of like a maroon red, which could mean sadness and darkness. Anyway, all of that stuff, like I say, from media, but it had a very nice visual appeal, and I definitely will watch the trailer again when I get home, because that trailer, kids going to the cinema very excited for Moana or Wicked by the looks of it. Yeah, so it very much means different things, that red, and artistically it was like amazing. Using the lighting, the cinematography then just bounced off. There was some silhouette type shots in there. There was one amazing shot of like this, there must have been a light box above like maybe 5 or 6 rows in like a theatre setting, and it just lit up like a circle, and it's just a very pleasurable lighting and effects, and just, sets the mood. There's also something interesting I noticed in the movie, because I didn't really know where about in the world it was. I'm assuming it was all in the Vatican City or Vatican Rome or whatever. And we didn't see any landscape shots. We didn't see any like drone shots to give us like perspective as to where we actually are in the world. There was none of that. But I think that was intentionally used so that we as the audience felt we was part of this thing. We was locked in as well. We wasn't seeing any of the outside world. There was no wide shots. It was all very focused, very, we are trapped. We have this thing about us that we are also in this tunnel, if you will, and we can't get out because we as the audience are part of this conclave. And I liked that artistic direction in it. Of course, I don't need to say Stanley Tucci, Ralph Fiennes and John Lithgow, fantastic actors, and all of the supporting cast as well was just phenomenal. All the acting was amazing. It was brilliant, and I honestly think this is going to get up there for some Oscars or some sort of awards. I'd be very surprised if it doesn't. It might not get like best film and all the big awards, but it could get something like best cinematography. It could get also sound, because the score was phenomenal. It's not often you say that in these type of films, you know, like more independent one-time thing films. And the score was great. It was a character in itself, and I loved that. So I think it will get some awards, maybe costumes as well, because they were really cool, and sets and everything was brilliant. So I think I'll be very surprised if it doesn't get like a low category award nomination. It might not win, but at least a nomination. Maybe not an Oscar, but like Golden Globe or something. I really think it could get some sort of nod there. Rating the film though, as I say, I think creatively it's one of my favorite films ever. It's also 2 hours long. I think 2 hours for this type of film, you know, you think, oh, going into it, you'd think this is easily going to be 3 hours, but it wasn't. It was in 2 hours, and it works really, really well. So rating the movie, I actually gave it a 4.5 star. I think it's one of my favorite movies of the month so far, which stay tuned for that coming soon, the November ranked video of all the movies I've watched. It's up there with one of the best movies this month, but this month's been a very good month all in all of movies, and Conclave definitely does fall into that category. Have you seen Conclave? Are you interested in seeing it? Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching though, guys. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Of course, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.